The psalmist David says in Psalm 63, "Thou, O Lord, art my God. Early will I seek thee." I am Minister Candy McKetney Doris, coming out of Restorers of the Breach Ministries. Join me every Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. on the Tobago Inspirational Network, where we do our devotion called Your Time Has Come. Come in, get a word. See you there. A pleasant good morning. I am Minister Candy McKetney Doris, coming out of Restorers of the Breach Ministries under the leadership of Apostle Dwayne and Josan Dyer. And I'm happy to have you all here this morning in my space. I'm happy to be in your space this morning because I have a word for you this morning. And I want to welcome you all to Your Time Has Come. This morning, my word is entitled, My Connection to My Miracle. I'm going to say it again, my connection to my miracle. We are in the book of Kings. We're in the second book of Kings, chapter 5, verses 1 to 3. And I'm in the NIV version. It's a very familiar story. But I wanted to show us this morning how connection is important for our miracles. And it reads, "Now Naaman was commander of the army of the king of Aram. He was a great man in the sight of his master and highly regarded because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. He was a valiant soldier, but he had leprosy. Now, bands of raiders from Aram had gone out and had taken captive a young girl from Israel, and she served Naaman's wife. She said to her mistress, 'If only my master would see the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy.'" This morning again, my sermon is entitled, "My Connection to My Miracle." My God, you see, we see Naaman here in our text, a great commander of the Aramean army. He was the commander of one of Israel's greatest enemies. Yet through him, God gave the king of Aram victory. He was powerful, highly respected, and honored by the king. He believed in the God of the Arameans, better known as the Syrians, a God called Rimmon. Yet the true God brought victory. He brought victory to an enemy of Israel through a man who did not believe in him. I want you to pay attention to me this morning. This man, whose name is Naaman, whose name in Greek meant pleasant and admirable, but he lived with a hideous disease called leprosy. He was the epitome of a valiant man on the outside, but he had leprosy hidden under his raiment. A mighty, powerful, and public man with a private affliction. My God, his status did not stop him from sickness. His power did not heal him, and his stature could not save him. So as one of the spoils of war, because Aram was always at war with Israel. So as one of the spoils of war, a young Hebrew servant girl is brought into his house. She's an Israelite and she knows the true and living God. A captured slave who knows her master's weakness, yet she does not offer revenge. She offers redress. He took her from her family. He took her from a life, from a culture, and brought him into his house. Yet she offered him a miracle. She suggests to him that he goes to see the prophet being Elisha. The prophet who tells him to dip 7 times in the river Jordan. And although he has some issues, he complies and is healed. Tell somebody, I've got to know the connection to my miracle. You see, God can place a miracle anywhere and in anyone. Miracles does not come packaged the way we always expect. And one of those ways are through connections. I know sometimes we look for miracles as heaven responding and as God having his hand in it. But sometimes the miracle or our miracle are in people, are in connections. Naaman's miracle did not happen in the Jordan. His miracle happened in a war. Follow me. His miracle started from a war. Because had not he gone to the war, he would not have had the connection to the servant girl. He would not have had the spoils of bringing a servant girl into his house. A servant girl who was connected to the King of all kings. A servant girl who knew, my God, of a power greater than Naaman's power. A servant girl who knew of the dunamis power. My God, the King of kings and the Lord of lords, because she was an Israelite and she knew the power of God. My God, I want to say to you, that sometimes it's not about how the miracle ends, but it's about how it starts. My God. It's about how it starts. If a war didn't take place, then the miracle wouldn't have taken place. I want to tell you that if war didn't break out in your house, if you didn't face war, then you would not be seeing the miracle. Don't despise the war. Don't always be so quick to shut down the war. There's something behind it that you might miss. My God, don't be so easy to complain when you're in a war. Sometimes the war is leading to a connection. I want to say this. No connection connects. And you might say, Minister, that's a weird thing to say, but I beg to differ. The servant girl had no connection to Naaman, yet she was a connect. She had no connection in Syria, yet she had spiritual connection to God. She had spiritual connection from Israel that gave Naaman the connection to his miracle. She had no name. She was nameless. Oh my God. Sometimes our miracles might be in the hands of some nameless people. Some people without identity. Maybe the connection to our miracles. Oh, she had no title. She was a servant. She had no royal attachment. We look for prominence. We want our miracles to have some kind of epic story. But sometimes God has an awesome miracle, my God, or an awesome miracle connection in an ordinary vessel. Who am I talking to this morning? The people we reject may be carrying our miracle, may be carrying our blessing. I see people who only join a line for prayer, my God, based on who's praying. Yeah, based on who is speaking, because you don't play someone who doesn't have prominence. You don't want to hear that word. But I know that sometimes God will omit the prominence that you are looking for and place your miracle in an ordinary person. Who am I talking to? My God doesn't only give, my God, words or miracle connection to prominent people. My miracle doesn't need prominence. My miracle only needs a connection. Your miracle does not always need prominence. You don't always need the hands of a pastor or an apostle. Sometimes you just need a connection with an ordinary, nameless, no titled person, because that is where your connection is. Some of us gotta look back at some people who we treated, my God, who we mistreated, who we ill-treated, some people who we looked down on, some people who we misspoke over because they didn't have prominence. And it was right there that God sent the connection. My miracle or your miracle doesn't need, I'm going to say it again, it doesn't need prominence. It just needs the presence of God who has the presence of who God has connected you or me to. Whether young, old, rich, poor, nameless, I need my miracle connection. See, sometimes we need to get over ourselves. We have a lot of pride. Naaman was a prideful man. Oh my God. But I love the fact. Watch this. I want to show you something. The Bible does not say that she told Naaman. She told his mistress. She was in proximity to his mistress. She was the servant of Naaman's mistress. That was where she was. That's where she served. My God. But she knew that he had leprosy. So the connection the mistress is connected to Naaman. The servant is connected to the mistress, and the mistress is connected to Naaman. Who are you connected to? Your miracle is in your connection, and the connection, I'm going to repeat it again for some of us, my God, who we are too aloof, and we don't want to come down from there. Our miracle is connected to someone who is nameless. My God, haughtiness, proudness, pride will have us missing out on our miracle. There's some relationship that we have severed prematurely. My God, because of pride, because of the person not being, my God, of what we think not on our level. And it has cost us our connection. She had no status. She had no power. She had no authority. Yet she was key. The people we look past, the people we downplay, the places we overlook are key to our miracles. Zechariah 4 verses 10 says, do not despise these small beginnings. 1 Corinthians 1 verse 27, God will use the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. She had revelation of who God was, and she had information of what God could do. Some miracles need information and not always prayer. I'm not saying that prayer is wrong. I'm not saying that prayer is wrong. Don't miss it. But sometimes all we need is information. She had information about a prophet. She had spiritual foresight. She was just a servant, but her weight and what she was carrying was more potent than the power that Naaman had. She had information about a wonder-working power, a dunamis power. A servant had information that a powerful man needed. Information is not restricted to power. Information can come from anyone. I've seen people of rank in my line of work. I've seen people of rank shut down juniors who would have proper information, proper insight, but because we're not on the level, because people are not on the same level, you shut them down. We see it all the time. Oh my God, we see it all the time. When we get in position, we choose where information should come from. He was in position, but the information for his miracle was trapped in a servant. Sometimes the best information is gained on the ground. I'm going to say it again. Sometimes the best information is gained on ground level. You see, on ground level, you have an air, you listen to everything, but by the time it gets up there, information is diluted. She had all the information that Naaman needed. Information from a nameless girl. Information can come from a nameless place. I want to say this to us this morning, that some miracles are connected to humility. When we read further down, Naaman is given an instruction. He's given an instruction to go and dip in the muddy waters of the Jordan River. But his pride, he becomes aloof, and he starts to name out all the rivers that he knows are to be clean. He knows to be clean. And even before that, he says, because he's powerful, he's expecting that the prophet should come out and deal with him. But the prophet sends a servant. Here we go again. Connection from a low place. The prophet sends a servant to further connect him. Oh, watch this. Watch this. Don't miss this. When he goes to the muddy place and he complains, he almost misses his connection. So he gets his connection from his servant in his house. He goes, gets another connection from Elisha's servant. And then he's complaining. But the servants that are with him says to him, Master, if the prophet had told you some great thing, would not you have done it? Some of us, we want things, or we want instructions from high places. We only want to take instructions from high places. We only want to enjoy luxurious things when our miracle is in the mud. His miracle was in the muddy water. But God was testing his humility. God will test our humility. God will test our humility by giving us some unconventional instructions. And how we respond will determine if we miss the miracle, will determine if we miss the connection. His servant says to him, do what he says. You have nothing to lose. Do what he says. And the good thing about it is that Naaman obeyed. Our miracles are connected to obedience. Our miracles are connected to nameless places, nameless people. It's connected to humility, and our miracles are connected to obedience. He obeyed. He obeyed. Had not Naaman obeyed, he would have never been healed. Oh my God. Where is your connection rooted? What are you connected to? What are you connected to? Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Say, God, connect me to my miracle. Oh, come on, somebody. Open up your mouth in your house. Say, God, I need you to connect me to my miracle. God, it doesn't matter if it's from a nameless place. It doesn't matter if it comes from a place without status. It doesn't matter if it comes from a place without title. God, I need my connection to my miracle. Oh, come on, somebody. Lord, my miracle is in a connection. And it doesn't matter where it comes from. God, I need my connection. Don't miss your connection. Somebody, my God, your miracle is not delayed. Your miracle just needs your obedience. Your miracle just needs your humility. Your miracle might just need something or someone that's nameless. It's not delayed. You just have not gotten to your connection. God has not forgotten you. God has not forgotten you. Oh, sometimes when I think about my miracle, I pray about my miracle, I get worried about my miracle. But now I've realized that just my miracle just might be in my connection. Someone with insight and foresight. Oh, someone who knows about the God who split the Red Sea. Someone who has walked the walk with God. Your miracle might just be there. God has responded, but he has not responded in the way that you expected. Say, God, everywhere I've missed my connection for my miracle, God, reconnect me. Oh. God, everywhere I've mishandled my connection, God, reconnect me. God, everywhere I've ill-treated my connection, God, forgive me and reconnect me. Oh, stop ignoring simplicity. Stop looking down on simplicity. Stop looking down on ordinary. It's in the ordinary things that he is. It's in the ordinary people and the ordinary places that he has put your connection for your miracle. God, reconnect me to my miracle. Oh, God, reconnect me where I walked away. God, reconnect me where I severed the relationships, my God, that you had put there, but because of pride, because I thought they weren't on my level anymore. Oh, God, reconnect me where you see my miracle is. Reconnect me to humility, Jesus. I've gotten above myself. Come on, somebody. We need to be honest with ourselves. God is calling the church into an honest place. He's giving us a chance, because should he burst the clouds today or tomorrow, many of us will not go in with him because we have pride, we have humility, we have mishandled people. God, connect me back to humility. God, connect me back to obedience, because where you sent the instruction, I despise, but God, connect me back to it. Who am I talking to this morning? Reconnect me, God. And God, if I've not gotten it yet, God, connect me to my miracle. Connect me to my miracle, God. Oh, help my eyes, God. Remove the veil of where I see titles and status. My God, the Bible said that Jesus, he could do no miracles in his village because they saw him as an ordinary carpenter's son. They miss their connection to the miracle because they despise ordinary. He could do no miracles there. Oh, he could do no miracles there. This morning, what could God not do miracles for in our lives? Because we despised the ordinary. Oh, I know we like those 1.5 million followers prophets. Yeah. I know we like to look at those mega churches, but right where we are, right here, is our miracle. Right here is our pastors. Right here are our evangelists. Right here are the ministers. Right here. Yeah, even in those that only have 20 views, even in those that only have 5 people looking or 5 followers, in the ordinary. This morning I pray that we will come back to that place where we have missed our miracles and ask God to reconnect us to our miracles. I pray you have a blessed day today. I pray God's blessing over you in the mighty name of Jesus. Be blessed. The psalmist David says in Psalm 63, "Thou, O Lord, are my God. Early will I seek thee." I am Minister Candy McKetney Doris, coming out of Restorers of the Breach Ministries. Join me every Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. on the Tobago Inspirational Network, where we do our devotion called Your Time Has Come. Come in, get a word. See you there.